Another week, another episode of Large. Another episode of Sakamoto Days, and this episode kicked up a lot of dust online. Since most sane people last week saw episode 1 and went, yeah, this looks pretty good, apparently that's wrong, and Sakamoto Days is horrible, and I should be ashamed of myself. And that doesn't give me the right to cosplay Taro in real life, but I am. So let's go ahead and cover the most controversial anime of our lifetimes. Sakamoto Days, episode 2. Yeah, it doesn't seem that controversial when you put it, frame it like that, I guess, but I challenge you! Get 500 likes and 10 subscribers on this video. I also got this brand new waifu cup sent over from Gamersupps. Use my partner code CTATICS to pick up this or any waifu cup off 10% off. While supplies last, of course, and boy, do I recommend it. I'm having a blast.
Oh, we can play indeed. Oh my god, Pain. You're so cute. Oh, I'm losing that. Okay, let's open it.
So, our episode picks up after, well, episode 1, and Shin seems to be pretty happy with everything that has gone down thus far, but he let slip in front of Aoi that he iced the gooners he was fighting. Now, this was an awesome moment because Aoi scolds Taro for breaking the family rules, which we find out later what those are, which involves killing, and she really does promise him that she will divorce him, which causes his glasses to even crack. And you know, I actually really like Aoi because I know what she is, but now I think I really know what Aoi. There was something so wholesome about this woman being so fierce in her convictions and so dedicated to her relationship with Taro that she would divorce him if he were to kill someone. On top of that, I really like that Taro essentially lives by the happy wife, happy life motto, which is, by the way, just so very much true. It shows that the only person Taro fears isn't some thug, organization, or rowdy customer, but his wife. That says a lot about their dynamic, and it also is what makes it funny as well. Aoi, knowing that he is a murderer, hitman, assassin, merc, whatever, should ideally, you'd think, disqualify Taro from marrying such a person or at all, but no. In this world, it just works out, makes sense. And also, for those worried that maybe the spy family comparisons would be a hindrance to the series, then I think it is safe to say that you're out of the clear after this episode, because so far, while there are similarities, it doesn't feel like a spy family clone or anything like that. Also, check out the one spy family video that I made that I really loved. It's a good one. Though, I have to say, after this, when Taro goes to pick up some meat buns, he tells Shin that he's doing it for his family. Much like Shin, I just love this big lunk. You can tell he is 100% dedicated to his family, among all else, even his former job. See, this is the kind of middle-aged, overweight, happy man that I want to be, and it shows that he is a simple man now just trying to provide and do the right thing. That's good, wholesome stuff from a man who has done some horrible things in his life, just like me. Anyways, this is when we are introduced to a new character, Lu Zhaotong. I honestly didn't expect a new arrival this soon, but I don't mind one bit. She introduces herself by jumping out of a window and landing on Taro, destroying his meat buns, which upsets Taro somewhat fiercely. He is so dedicated to his family that Shin has to break him out of it because all he sees is Taro envisioning his family sad, namely his daughter. But it all eventually works itself out. We get this really awesome moment where Taro gets creative and uses some tongs to stop the thug from stabbing Lu and punches him, which gives Lu the opening to dispose of the rest with some Tai Chi. Oh, this was some really good stuff. And while usually this would be a case for celebration, there are a lot of people out there who saw this moment and decided that the whole world was burning down, which to be fair it is, but I mean, how could Sakamoto Days not have the Mappa level animation? I mean, there are so many horrible things happening in the world right now. I mean, this is definitely priority number 1. Oh, the horror. Yeah, I don't know. I I wouldn't call this animation bad. Sure, it's not MAPPA level, but does every single shonen anime with a decent to large following need to have overblown budgets with massive productions like a JJK or AOT? I mean, your opinion may vary, but I personally don't think so. Not once watching this did I think it looked like trash or worse than, say, a One Punch Man Season 2, and I think even some of those claims are a tad bit overblown or at least a little emotional, which is what some are comparing this to, which is wild. I mean, come on, this looks way better than One Punch Man Season 2. In my opinion, no matter what side of the stupid fence you're on, we can admit it's not bad animation. We can also admit that it's disappointing, though, when the manga you love so much doesn't have that overblown production, because I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I understand the feeling. But let's also be realistic here. The Sakamoto days really need that kind of production. I don't know. I haven't read the manga, so chime down below if you're a reader and let me know. What I do know, however, is that simply saying it's mid or garbage with no real context to how you feel that way or explanation just makes me think that you are a toxic person who will hate on anything that isn't specifically related to a narrow definition of something that you consume. It's not rocket science. Just be honest and say you're disappointed. Don't you want Sakamoto days to succeed, or do you potentially just want to go as far as gatekeeping it, which could have ramifications for the series' potential in the future? There's so much nuance to this conversation, I hate it. I'm not saying we should turn a blind eye, I'm saying that we should be a little more intelligent and modest about how we communicate. Not everything needs to be the world is ending or the world is saved. This is an anime, good fellow people. Let's be a little bit more civil, a little bit more nuanced, okay? That's all I'm asking. Rant over. Until next week, when I'm sure to bring this up again. But we get some info on the Gooners chasing Lou. Apparently they are a part of the Dan Shokai, an organization trying to take over the black market. They already killed Lou's family, and so now she is on the run. And let me tell you, these guys are ruthless and a little insane. The Dan Shokai chairman, damn it, the Dan Shokai chairman hired a couple of mercs who look like One Piece characters. They immediately cut off the head of one of the goons, pick it up and cover the dude's mouth as he dies. I mean, Jesus Christ, that was brutal. Imagine that. You're just doing your thing, and then Kabaji comes out of nowhere on his unicycle to behead you and pick you up and cover your mouth as you die. So the two thugs deal with this. They will do whatever is needed as long as they can do what they like, especially killing. Swapping over to something a little bit more fun, new waifu backstory. I don't know this character's age, so I'm really taking a gamble here. The script says yay, so I'm gonna put the sound of, yeah, okay. Maybe not exactly. Happy, though. We see the final moment of her family as her home is being burned. Due to this final moment, she feels she must protect the key around her neck at all costs. After all, that key is the key to her family legacy, and so she feels strongly about protecting it, despite the immense danger posed by having it. Honestly, Lou, or Zhao Tong, thank you to the commenters from last episode, and, by the way, the dub actors for helping me figure that one out, is not a character that I expected to have such a compelling backstory, but I dig it. My theory is that Zhao Tong holds the key to a gigantic vault. Wait, that's exactly what happens. Oh, I didn't edit this part out of the script. Okay, well, we're just gonna pretend everything's okay. My theory is that Zhao Tong holds the key to a gigantic vault which contains every bit of info needed to hold power over pretty much every organization. Part of that may still be true. Dirt, as we call it, if you want to call it that. And this dirt is a major key in Liu family's dominance all this current time. So my guess is that even after this arc, maybe someone will eventually get that key and gain immense power over everyone or some group. After all, why leave such a legacy to the daughter? Why not just take it by force? Trying to think like a villain here, which is actually typically how I think anyways. That's right, you want to die, simp. But Taro, now with crushed meat buns, asks if Zhao Tong can make them. And she says, yeah, she can, which means this anime is technically the sequel to Cooking Mama. Yeah. we're going there. Cooking Papa. Except this time it's not malware for your Switch. Also, side note, I want that Switch too, man. I want it. Maybe I should start streaming on my Twitch again. Never played Legend of Zelda or Mario Kart or even Smash. Legit, never played these games in my life, even though I own this stinky Switch right here with all these stinky games. Marianne, best girl, by the way. Follow me on Twitch, I guess. Links in the description, I guess. So, the Kabaji twins from One Piece came out of nowhere, and guys, this fight was kinda awesome. While the Kabaji twins argue about their popularity, Taro comes in and it just drops these fools and through a roof at that. I love Zhao Tong's reactions here as well. There is just something so funny and so insane about seeing a fat man with that much agility. It just makes you mind break. Truly, Taro is just like a wrestler, and oh my god, that pose he did after landing, badass. And during the confrontation, the twins get under Zhao Tong's skin, and she tries to charge the two, but Taro is there to throw her back, which kind of confuses her. Why would Taro care so much about someone he doesn't even know? Hearing that, we get a flashback to when Aoi and Taro started dating and what made them want to get married in the first place. Basically, Taro shows up to the date covered in blood and tells her he was killing people for the gift he bought her. And I think it's interesting that the first flashback we see of him in this episode is a stark contrast to what we see in this episode. The once fierce and murderous gaze of Taro is gone, and he seems more like a puppy trying to get the attention of its owner. Truly, in every sense of the word, Taro is putty in the hands of Aoi because she gives him direction and meaning in life. As soon as she appeared, Taro tried as hard as possible to care for her and protect her. Basically, Taro started to focus on something more real and tangible, something that actually made him happy, not something that made ends meet. My theory is that there is much more behind Taro that we just don't know. I imagine the reason he chose this path in life is probably much more traumatic than is let on as well. My guess is that either his mother or maybe a former lover died in his care. Maybe he's got mommy issues. It would make sense. What else would make Taro not only go ballistic and just kill people, but would in the same light make him peaceful? Well, just like any good protagonist, I guess, mind-shattering trauma. But on the way down, Aoi misjudges the height of the building they walked into and climbed up? Anyways, Aoi does the impossible. Once they land, she tells him that she knew he was thinking about how sad I'm sorry, I'm laughing. The fact that she jumped down from that. But anyways, she tells him that she knew he was thinking about how sad he would be if she were to die, and if he were to be left alone without her. So she tells him to dedicate every moment to helping others to atone for his sins. And guys, she literally fixed him. Straight up. This is the one time in all of existence that a relationship fixed someone as broken as Taro was. That's insane. She is living the dream of every single Genshin Impact fan ever. By the way, you want to know my taste? It's Ganyu, Shinoha, and Yelan. Also the big Dongjong guy. Anyways, this fight ends pretty swiftly, but once again, it's creative. Taro uses some cooking utensils to destroy the bad dudes and save the day. And the animation was also fine, nothing special to write home about, and certainly not something I'm gonna sit in a forum and complain about all day either. It was fun, okay? It was fun. All right? I just want to have fun, which if I remember correctly is what animation is all about. Afterwards, Zhao Tong gets her revenge by not killing the dude who killed her family, but by beating him up and vowing to live a happy life, which, as her family taught her, is the best kind of revenge, and yep, that's true. I like how mature these characters are and the messages they carry. Zhao Tong, so far, is actually a pretty cool character, and at first, I was reminded of Kagura from Gintama, and I love Kagura, but now I'm starting to think she's much more unique than even Kagura is, and Kagura, that's a unique character. The fact we have this very capable but inexperienced character making really hard decisions like this is some really good stuff. Makes you think, doesn't it? So they open the vault door, which is where we find out that every Lu family member has to offer up their most valued possession to the vault. For Zhao Tong's father, he offered a bottle of sake to drink with his daughter when she is of age. This goes to show that her parents were really good people. Their most prized possession is represented through the sake. It's not the sake, it's their daughter. That's some pretty wholesome stuff and makes me appreciate appreciate the small things so much more. Because think about it, they waited some 20 odd years or so to simply just to have a day where they'd sit around the table and get drunk together. That's some pretty cool stuff, man. Also, I have to ask, what do you guys think Xiao Tong is going to put in the vault? My guess is going to be Sakamoto, because I gotta say, I love Taro for some reason. He just decides to wear the treasures of the vault as if it were his. There is something so disrespectful about that, but because he is such a lug of fluffy stuff, I couldn't help but chuckle at him. And so they all share the sake together in the vault, which is symbolism for Lu Xiaotong finding her new family, the Sakamotos. Theory alert! I have a theory that this show's main themes will be helping people as they come and go with their troubles through family, and the main message of the series is to cherish family. We saw that Sakamoto Days has... Sakamoto Days. We saw that Sakamoto's has helped Shin straighten his life out. We also saw in this episode's flashback that Aoi and Hana give Taro the stability he needs and the guiding light to make the correct decisions, possibly helping him move past some theorized trauma of mine. And with Xiao Tong, she was able to move forward and have closure by opening that vault and finding a new family through the Sakamotos and Shin. That's some really good writing, and while simple, it is a reminder that we should cherish those we cherish the most. Well, should I say it? Our family. Because as we saw with the first two episodes, family can save you in your darkest moments. It can give you clarity and direction in life. It can give you moments you'll cherish forever. We will see what is next for Sakamoto Days, but episode 2 was really good. And heck, the after credit scene was really wholesome as well. Apparently, the Sakamotos have a family rulebook, and number 1 is don't talk about fights, don't kill anyone. And if you do, Taro will kill you. Also, Xiao Tong is the new meat bun maker, and Taro now has a bounty of 1 billion yen on his head, which is $6.3 million as of the time this was uploaded. What this means for his power scaling, I have no clue, but I imagine Shanks is still more powerful. So yeah, I want to ask you guys, what did you think about Sakamoto Days? And for the people really furious and raging over the adaptation, did episode 2 help sway your opinion, or at least change your mind, or maybe even lighten or even harshen your stance? If you made it to the end of the video, comment an orange heart, for this is the symbol of the Sea Tactics. Challenge, get the video to 500 likes and 10 subs. Next Wednesday, we're going to be streaming on YouTube and Twitch, so subscribe and or follow me over there on, well, Twitch. Check out my Gamersupps 10% off code, my Dawn to Dawn manga channel, my Chainsaw Man manga channel, and my anime podcast channel, where we talk about all the recent happenings in the anime community and beyond. Also, join my Discord. Who knows, you could find the love of your life there, or even some malware. Probably just the malware bit. Join today!